It's good. It's so good, right?
Yeah, such a vibe.
Oh, I love it. How did you guys feel sitting on the other side of the theme song? My favorite thing is in StreamYard that I can watch you guys dance.
Oh, in the bottom corner. Yeah. You saw us. Yeah.
You both were just like in their vibe.
Yes.
What's funny about StreamYards though is that Tony couldn't see me and I couldn't see Tony, so I was just, as Hannah knows, I was just holding up a big sign that says Tony smells the entire time, but he wouldn't be able to see that.
That's facts. It's facts. So. He doesn't know still. He doesn't know still.
You have that sign right by you right now?
It's a whiteboard.
It's just like, it's like one of those audience
like
cards.
SpongeBob, I write smells good underneath.
Well, g'day there. Welcome to the race side. Great to be back for another stream. A really fun stream today that we're doing a bit of a special event for. I usually don't even stream on a Thursday. I don't think I've ever streamed on a Thursday, but we're going to make it special because we've got these two legends on the show today. Please, in the chat, give your hands together for Tony and Will joining us today. I am so thrilled that these guys said yes and not a violent no to coming on.
Ooh, I just got the notification that you're streaming.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah,
that's so weird that I got the notification and I'm already on the stream.
Isn't it fun? It's like, you are it. You are it.
Wow.
I love it. So, as per the title, the thumbnail, and a lot of people that are here right now, and also a lot of people that watch you guys stuff. You guys went to MegaCon, and that's what we're going to be getting into today. Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm ready for the stories. I'm ready for the info, and I'm sure chat is as well. Before I get into the juicy questions for you both, let's see who's here. Who's in the chat? We have Sinister. We've got Lightning. We got Master Yava, Master DB, Master CG is a little further down. Darth Demios. I'm gonna go with Demios. I think it's Demios. Skywalker's Academy. Demos. Was that it? Yeah.
Dimos is what it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I get you. Top Shelf Nerds jumping in as well.
What up?
Hey, dude.
We're in the chat. I love it. So that was Luke's coming in from Twitter or X. I'm never gonna get on the X train. It's always
Twitter. Yeah.
Can't do it. And so many more watching along as well. It is so good to be here. Let's get into the discussion, gang. Off the bat, let's just go over the summary of both of your experiences with MegaCon. Will, I'm gonna toss it to you first. Throw you in the boat. Actually, it's really funny. With the background, it looks like you're as shocked as the picture of Tony below me right now.
Yeah,
you're both so shocked. I just realized that. That's so good. But Will, tell us your overview, summary, first impressions of MegaCon 2024.
Oh, it was a blast. It was really fun. First time I'd been to a convention in 6-7 years. So haven't been to a convention in a really long time. So it was cool to be surrounded by, I said this to Tony yesterday, like-minded individuals, not like specifically Star Wars fans, but just people who are fans of things so passionately in general. It was very cool to see all of those people, whether it's anime stuff or whether it's Dungeons and Dragons or superhero stuff or Star Wars. It was very cool to see all of those fandoms put on spotlight that way with a bunch of people. So like people walking around in cosplay going, oh, look, they're that person or that's that character. That's so cool. It's very cool to see. So definitely got me back into the con spirit, and it was cool. That was the first time Tony and I had ever met in person. So that was fun.
What happened in that moment? Can I ask that off the bat?
Tony was filming. Like,
I love that. Okay. Yeah.
So he ran up to me like this, like paparazzi. He's like,
"Yeah,
what did you get in your kombucha?" And then
that's so good.
Yeah, but it was good. I mean, I said to Tony yesterday, he was talking about it with his brother Nick, of like, what was it like to meet Will for the first time? And he was like, we just hung out. Like, Tony and I have talked every week, almost every day for 9 months. So
yeah,
it's not like, oh my, whoa, you have legs? Like, that's really the only difference.
You thought he was like Darth Maul under there, where it's like he's actually just got completely bionicle legs.
He's just floating.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's just floating. Like in Yoda's chair. Yeah. I love that.
But it was a blast. Very cool experience.
Amazing. Is this? I feel like this is an offensive question, but that wasn't your first con?
No.
Was it?
No.
No. Yeah.
No.
Okay, gotcha.
Just hadn't been in a very long time.
Have you been to MegaCon before?
No, that was my first MegaCon.
Okay. Maybe that's what
I used to live in New Jersey, New York City, so I'd been to New York Comic Con a couple
New Jersey.
Yes.
New Jersey.
Oh, Hannah's New York accent is hilarious.
What is that accent? What was that an accent of? Was that where is that person from that they have that dialect?
What part of Jersey is that?
New Jersey.
Newark?
That's like if AI did Siri's voice. That's what that was.
It's like AI trying to do New Jersey accent. There you go.
I am from New Jersey, meatballs and pizza.
So weather.
So weather.
Oh, so good. So weather. Well, there we go. First MegaCon. And yeah, I think all those positive things definitely came through watching all the content as well. Tony, what is your overview summary of the 2024 MegaCon?
So it's probably my like 4th or 5th MegaCon that I've been to. Hands down the best one that I've been to. And like it's getting to the point where it's growing and it's starting to feel almost as big as like a New York Comic Con, a celebration, but it's just like a big mix of everything, like Will said. So it was a blast being there. The best cosplay, hand down, was the service dog that had a black cloak and a red lightsaber in its mouth the whole time it was walking around. It was amazing, but it was just cool just to see all the cosplay, meet a couple actors for some autographs and photos, and just like meeting everyone. Like Will's a real person, like he's not AI, which I thought he might have been. But then like meeting up with like Ricky and Nilda and Sean and Eben, like it was just so many people, all the people that we talk to all the time on streams, in the chat, just running into them there was just dope. So it's like just meeting, it's like a family reunion when you haven't seen people in so long, but you talk to them all the time. So super dope, and cannot wait for next year.
Yeah, I love that. It's something so indescribable about a convention experience. Like you could talk for hours about how great it was, how much you enjoyed something, but there's still an element that you just cannot describe. How magical that energy is of all those people in a room together, or people that you know and don't know sharing that love and passion. It's so good. It's so electric. It's such a great feeling. It's such a good feeling. I want to get into because was it Thursday through Sunday? Was it 4 days?
4 days, Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. So going over the first few days, I know you've probably been asked this question a lot, but I would love to know your guys' favorite kind of standout moment that happened to you. I feel like I know both of the answers, but for those who haven't heard yet, what is the most standout moment over the whole weekend? I mean, there would have been so many experiences, but the one that was just like, that was MegaCon 2024. That's what made that event amazing. What's the standout moment?
Will, you ready or are you nervous?
No, you go first.
Will, I feel like I know yours. Oh, yeah, 100%. It's got to be the photo.
So it's this, and then like the shirt I was wearing was from when I met them in London. So as soon as I walked up to them, shook their hands, and I'm like, hey, this was us in London. Remember, guys? And Hewan was just staring at it like, oh, wow, that's so cool. And then Hayden, he looked at it, then he looked back up at me, then he looked down at it. Like he was like so in like awe, and he was like, man, that's so cool. And there was a slight moment where I felt like he recognized me, like we were old friends. And that just it was just amazing. So like that moment, and like the picture just came out like so good. Like we look like three brothers on a family trip, and mom's taking a picture of the boys. So this moment was I just loved it. I just loved it. And this is only the second time ever they've ever done that. But it had to be that moment. Like, you know, that's the fancy moment. But the other moments I would say would just be just hanging out with everybody, man. It's so much fun.
For sure. Will, have you settled on one you loved?
I met Jeff Loeb. That was pretty cool.
Is that the comic guy? Was this the comic guy?
The comic guy. Again. Oh no. Jeff Loeb,
Who is
writer
he?
of Batman Hush, Long Halloween, famous for his Colors series, Spider-Man Blue, Daredevil Yellow, Hulk Gray. He's an incredible writer, and he is responsible for like some of the best Batman stories of all time. Any Batman movie that you've seen has probably taken inspiration from a story he's written. So it was very cool to meet him. He was just like an old dude who was at a table. Tony and I walked past him, and we were like doing other stuff, just checking out the convention floor. And I like looked to my left, and I was like, "Wait, what?" I didn't know he was going to be there. And
that's even better.
I freaked out. So Tony and I like walked the convention floor a little bit more, and I went to a comic shop and picked up some stuff that he had written, because if I had known he was there, I would have brought stuff to get signed. And so I went to a comic shop like 20 minutes away and just went through everything and got everything that was Jeff Loeb and brought them to like stuff that I have on my shelf that now I have double of, but just one signed by him. And it was very cool. He was just telling stories about like him and the guy who does a lot of the art that he wrote on Tim's Sale passed away a few years ago. And he was telling stories about him and like their like super like inside baseball of like when Timmy was writing this and I would try and draw Batman, he would make fun of me and then he would just do it himself. Just stuff like that. So my nerd brain was exploding in terms of that. That's probably my number one.
So
I was gonna say I thought it was gonna be meeting this old codger that did Batman something. There we go. So that
Hannah,
makes sense. That was my guess.
When we walked by, like I don't really know, I didn't know who he was, but we walked by and Will was like, "Oh my God, what is he doing here?" And I'm like, "Who?" He's like, that's Jeff Loeb. I'm like, "Who's that?" He's like, "He did Hush, This Nightmare, this, that." And I'm like, "Oh, cool." He's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe he's here. I don't know what I'm gonna do."
Yeah,
like,
dude, that guy is.
He was shocked. Like it was great seeing that passion.
Oh my God.
Because he genuinely was like, "That can't be him. Oh my God, what is he doing here? What is he? Why is he in Orlando, Florida?" Like he freaked out. It was awesome. He did that twice. There was another comic guy, and I'm like, I don't know who that is either, but cool, let's go.
Yeah,
sure.
He's responsible for my all-time favorite Batman story, and the reason, like, I liked superhero stuff before reading Long Halloween, the story he wrote, but then when I went to the public library and read and got that, I took that book out, and I was like, whoa, and now I've been a nerd ever since.
Now we're here. We're here.
Sorry.
What's his name again?
Jeff Loeb. It's all his.
Jeff Loeb.
Brian.
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston.
Imagine if he was just sitting at a table, just in the comic line. Oh, I love it. There you go. I've already instantly forgotten. Jeff Loeb. Is that
Jeff
his name?
Loeb?
Yeah, there
fine.
he is. Yeah,
it's fine.
Fake fan.
Yep.
I love it. Chat is popping off here. Before we go any further, I love this. You better frame that picture. Build a shrine. Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you could fit it. You could fit a shrine in there. I reckon. 100%. Galactic Cantina tuning in as well.
Hello there.
Sinister Mall saying Batman is awesome. Just a blanket statement. General. Just.
I agree.
Fact.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, fact. You can't deny that. Like Loeb, like Jeff Loeb. Okay, yeah, Loeb. I like that.
Exactly.
Thank you. That's good. Old codger. Yeah, come on. Yeah, that old Batman codger. I don't know. I love it. Now, I do have more con questions because MegaCon is interestingly like okay, hang on. Let me preface this from an international standpoint.
Mhm.
Conventions just aren't that big in specifically Australia. I don't really have much say in the rest of the world and other countries. But
Yeah.
conventions just aren't that big here. But they're just so massive in the States
Yep.
where they're at such a level and such a frequency and variety that there's like tiers, like tier levels of types of conventions of how big they are.
Yeah.
And I always find like if the convention spans over into weekdays and not only weekends, like that proves how big that convention is. So MegaCon being quite a big like I just thought this was just like one of the many of the billions of conventions you guys have over there. In terms of both of your knowledge about conventions in the States.
No, it's
like,
knowledge. It's
Knowledge.
knowledge. So.
Shut up. Shut up. Where do you rank that? Where do you rank MegaCon on like the tier list of the span of it, the large scope of it, and also just the quality of it as well?
So right now, I would say it's like it's under New York Comic-Con and San Diego Comic-Con. Like it's right there. It's the biggest. It's the biggest convention in the state of Florida, and like on Saturday, it had 167,000 people that went. So that's kind of nuts.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's right there under New York and San Diego. The only difference really is that New York and San Diego has like Lego, Hasbro, Sideshow, Funko. The big brands go there. They haven't come to Orlando yet.
Yeah. Right.
New York is huge, though.
Yeah,
like,
New York is crazy
compare
big.
the building, because New York does it at this place called the Javits Center, and it's this huge convention building, and it's like MegaCon if MegaCon was twice as wide and 3 stories. Like it's
It's GigaCon.
It's crazy. And with, I mean, I guess it's bigger in GigaCon. It's bigger in New York just because of like.
So delayed.
I had to wait for it to get from Australia to here.
Yeah.
Carrier pigeon. So it's probably I would assume New York Comic Con is so much bigger just because everybody in New York, it's within walking distance. So also New York is one of the top 3 tourist places in the
there's
world?
Like half the population there at one time every day.
So
it's crazy.
That's my thing. It's like if you could just walk, it's like I can go to McDonald's, but then I can also walk to New York Comic Con. Like it's all right there. And like Tony said with the brands, that's one of the 2 outside of San Diego that like there will be releases for and trailers will drop and like large brands will have expo booths and video game tables. Like they put a lot of, I would say actually outside of Celebration, Star Wars based, but outside of New York Comic Con and San Diego, like there's not a lot of conventions that brands put that much effort into. They used to, like E3 and like a lot of the video game conventions.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
E3. What happened to E3?
It canceled.
Died.
It died. It officially like they said no more. It went online after 2020 and it never went back to in person, and they just they stopped, which sucks because I wanted to go, man, one year.
Yeah. So
that feels weird because it's not like games are stopping or the gaming industry is like crap. It's like, well, but in terms of the guns that are coming out, like think of just like Fortnite, COD, like just name the few big guns. Like you're like, what? How does that not warrant a convention? But anyway, it's like another thing. But interesting. So so we're ranking here. We got New York and San Diego. Which is
I'd
super
say San Diego's the number 1. San Diego,
San Diego
is technically the first, isn't it?
Yeah, San Diego, I would say edges out New York a little bit. Yeah, San Diego, New York, and then I would say MegaCon for in the States. But if Celebration is there, Celebration is up there with those. Yeah.
What are the numbers at Celebration? Like the Anaheim Celebration, what kind of amount of people are we talking about?
Anaheim was probably
there?
crazy.
Anaheim was nuts.
What? Yeah, someone fact check that or something.
Anaheim
But
celebration.
because I have no like tell of like amounts of people. Like, was that like 100 people or was that 100,000? I have no idea. I have no tell.
What I would
So
compare it
funny.
to is like the amount of people that you would see in a regular day at like Disney World. Like if you go
That's
to like
even
a park.
further from my knowledge because I only went to Disney.
Have you ever been to a Disney park?
once.
Oh, okay.
Only once when I went to Anaheim for Celebration.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, that's Disneyland. So that's a big
An-
That's Disneyland.
Anaheim looks like
That's a big boy.
That's it.
From Google, it's looking like around 70,000 people went to Anaheim. But that I feel like it has to be more than that. I don't think that's right. I don't trust you, Google.
Yeah, that seems low. Especially because like
Yeah.
MegaCon's so big because it's in between 3 major theme parks. Like it's within walking distance to like the Universal SeaWorld hotels, and then you can just go across the highway and then you're over at the Disney section of things like Disney Springs and all of the Disney parks. So it's like it's smack dab in the middle of all of that. So people will plan their trips between we'll go to Disney one day and then we'll go to MegaCon this day on Saturday and then we'll do Disney on Sunday. Like it brings in a lot of tourists in terms of that as well.
100%. Well, and I think that's just the genius of it all when they do that, where it's just like this conglomerate of insanity.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, you can just drop so much money on a weekend just doing that. It's insane.
Yeah.
Insane. I love it. Super chat coming in from Mariana. Barbara.
What's up?
What a great name. That flows so well. So many vowels, so many A's. Hey guys, I saw Ewan and Hayden's panel, which we were about to get into. It was amazing. Gina autographed my drawing of Cara Dune. And she hugged me during that photo.
Nice.
Love heart. Thank you so much, Mariana. That sounds amazing. And that's a great segue into the Ewan and Hayden panel. Now, Tony, I know you got into it. Well, did you get to see the Hayden panel?
I saw it on the internet.
Man,
it was packed. If you didn't buy tickets for it, you weren't going.
You weren't getting in. Yeah. They messed up.
Right. I was about to ask, how does that system work? Because the celebration system was intense and crazy, and
the raffles
lottery.
and the lining up at celebration. Yeah. So it worked different. You could line up, and it was first come first serve to get into that panel. But they also sold 2 different tickets. A gold ticket got you in at 5:15. A silver ticket got you in at 5:30, and then after that, it would be open to the public so that they could get into to fill up the theater, right? But they are jabronis, and they oversold 1,000 tickets. So that means everybody with gold got in, and then almost everybody that bought silver got in, except for 500 people. So 500 people who paid didn't get in, and everybody who lined up outside to try to get in didn't get in either. So it was, there was a lot of upset people, but I got gold and I was there early. So I got in and I was in like the 3rd row. So it was amazing. Like you watched the panel, but like seeing it live and just that energy and like Ewan was just talking about random stuff and we loved it. We were just there like, oh my God, Kenobi, tell us more about your 3 flights that got delayed and you went here and you went there and your kid didn't want to fly anymore. Like everything he said was so interesting and he was saying nothing and it was beautiful. So the Ewan stuff was dope, but the Hayden stuff was what I was waiting for more, because I'm like, this is going to be the first time he's going to talk about Ahsoka, and the dude was just asking him mad Ahsoka questions. So it was great to hear like how that went, how Dave hit him up, how, he just finished on filming Kenobi and he was going home and Dave was like, hey pal, let's talk real quick. I want you in Ahsoka. And just to hear all of that and that conversation and how it went, and like how he said that, people see him in the street and they're like, oh, Ahsoka episode 5. Yeah. Like, so just to hear all that, it was great. And I'm thinking of being crazy. Next month, he's in Washington at AwesomeCon with Rosario, and they have a panel there. So, like, I might be financially reckless and just go there for the day, because, like, to see the panel with Hayden and Rosario for the first time on stage talking.
So are they doing an actual panel together? Like it's
Saturday at AwesomeCon. It's March 9th.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that'll be
Wow.
out that night on the internet probably. Yeah.
That's gonna be good. That's gonna be just so
Juicy.
delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna be so good. Will, what are your thoughts on this? Do you have anything to add to this? You know, the panels that they did, checking it out online, what they spoke about?
Yeah. What were you doing while we were in the panel?
Not to be the crotchety old guy here, but
here we go.
I kind of wish they talked about some other stuff. Like it's cool to hear about you. It's cool to hear talk about his flights and be like, I went to Joe's taco shop around here. You guys know that place? And everybody goes, yeah. Like it's cool to hear them talk about that. But like, I feel like we have been so deprived of like those nuggets of Star Wars interviews where we really get into the meat and potatoes of like, this is what it was like behind the scenes, or this is what it was like on set. And to tell those like crazy stories. I mean, when was the last time Dave did an interview? Celebration 2 years ago? Like every time he's on a carpet now, it's just like, oh, interesting. Like that doesn't help me, Dave. Like tell me something. So I don't know. I just kind of love them both. And if you're in the same room as them, it's amazing. It's magical. But
midichlorians.
I just kind of would have been like just give me some other stories. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing with Hayden. Selfish? How am I selfish? I didn't get anything.
Enjoy.
I think he's adventurous. I think he's adventurous.
Selfish.
You can't be selfish if you didn't get anything. Selfish is like if I had you and Hayden in a room by myself and I made them tell me stories and then go,
tell me everything.
Yeah, that would be selfish, and I would be selfish if I could do that. But you know what I mean? I just wish there were a little bit more set stories, a little bit more like talking behind the scenes, a little bit more. You know what I mean?
They're saving that for Celebration, man. That's why you got to go to Japan.
Yeah. You gotta come. You gotta go.
Are you actually going, Hannah?
Yeah. Because it's actually
confirmed.
Like confirmed. Like my girlfriend is planning our itinerary. Like for the past couple weeks. Like it's booking in.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, I love it.
No.
Coming into chat, Master Sin in the chat joining us as well. Jesse Brady coming in a little late as well. Good to see you guys here. I'm trying to catch up on chat here. You gotta catch up. Get us that footage of Hayden Rosario panel.
I know.
Yeah, you gotta go. It's worth it. It would be worth it for those two. I'm like,
it is, and they're also offering a dual photo op with both of them. So like, I could be like this with Rosario here and Hayden here. What?
Beautiful. That's beautiful. You gotta have that. That's so nice. It's so nice.
Thank God I'm single because I can make these bad decisions.
It's so good. I love it. It's true. It's true. Lightning agreeing 100% will, especially since there was no behind the scenes for Ahsoka. So
exactly.
True. So true.
That's
that like clip of Hayden on the episode, like working on the episode 5 of Ahsoka, but that was like it. That was like a 2-minute thing of him being
why we have not gotten a gallery episode about Ahsoka. Like, don't give us like Mando season 1 where there was like 9 episodes. That was fantastic. I will take just a half-hour gallery special about Ahsoka. That would be fantastic. And I know they were trying to push the Master and Apprentice thing that they released on Disney Plus as kind of the same thing, where it's like Dave talking about Masters and Apprentices, and they did the behind-the-scenes stuff. But that was also released before Ahsoka. So I think it's like an 11-minute thing, the whole thing together that's on Disney Plus. But I just give me the behind the scenes stuff. That's where I like go full nerd. You do too with the whiteboard. Yeah. Like full nerd with Star Wars.
100%. I just run with it.
Especially because like a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, you see how they not only they made it, but you start to speculate based on who was on set, and this person talked to this person on set, so that means they were both there at the same time. Does that mean that there's going to be something else later on? And so the speculative part of the Star Wars fandom really shines with the behind the scenes, and I just kind of wish there was a little bit more.
That Washington show, I bet you that Ahsoka and Hayden, the Rosario and Hayden panel, I bet you you're gonna get a lot of that there. I have a feeling Rosario's gonna talk a lot.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's been like a compounded thing as well of like it all happening during the strike. I mean, we kind of saw it after that ended, and like a lot of the actors, like Iman, Natalie, even Rosario, like all the actors just like flooding social media with like all the amazing photos.
Yeah.
Like those are just literally Instagram posts, but we were going nuts for like a few weeks, just being like, oh, this photo in the background, this thing, and all these characters were like hanging it. Like it builds the depth of like the fictional make believe the show. It builds the depth of it to be like the roots of why this is an important show and an interesting show. Super
it makes
interesting.
The fandom stronger. I mean, like the land speeder should have its own part in the credits of Ahsoka that they all took pictures on.
Yes,
like that should be special effects crew, or like when you scroll through, you'd be like, oh, this is Joe Robinson and Angela G, and then look, the land speeder, and just have it in the credits, just because it was one of the biggest stars of that.
That'd be amazing. Yeah, 100%. Speaking of the Ahsoka cast, this is a great point that chat's bringing up. Where's the Shin panel? Where's the Shin panel?
It's in September. So she's coming to Ocala Comic-Con in Florida, and she has a panel there. So you better believe I'll be there first row. And Ocala's a small show, so they do Q&A with the crowd. So like I went last year, Sam Witwer was there. I got to ask him a question. So you better believe I'm going to be there with flowers and candy and just ask her to marry me.
Yeah. Go for it. Go all out, I think.
Shoot your shot. Why not?
Yeah. Get a little red carpet, like a little pedal, like runway going. Yeah. Nice. Let's make that happen.
You can ride off on the land speeder with cans.
Yeah, that's yes. Oh, that's perfect.
Let's go.
Yeah,
it is so perfect. Sin comes in with a question, getting into the details again. Pay for the photo op, and is it expensive to get? That's actually a great question. Would you want to disclose how much that Hayden and you and photo were?
Yeah. When I told Will was shocked. So
I almost ended the stream yesterday when he told me.
Depending on who it is, they can get crazy. Hayden and Hewan are expensive. Like that. That's it. So the photo op was $425 before taxes and fees. After everything, it was like $500. So that is ridiculous amount of money. Yes, but for me, like that's just my childhood. I grew up on them. They mean so much to me.
I kind of get you. Yeah.
And like my first two celebrations, I was just like Will. The face that Will's making, I never did photos and all. So I'm like, nah, I'm good. But then like when like people started to pass away, and then I realized like when Carrie Fisher passed, it's like, wow. The next celebration, I'm never going to be able to get an autograph or a photo. And then like when Stan Lee passed away, I'm like, he was always at MegaCon, but I never did the photo or autograph. So it's like seeing stuff like that for certain people, I want to meet them because you never know. And yeah, the good ones are expensive. But like at Anaheim, I did Tamora Morrison and Daniel Logan, and it was $180 for the dual photo op. So that's not bad for two Boba Fetts under your arm.
That's like solid. That's like that seems the right amount.
And then like Sam Witwer, I think was like $60 or like $80. So some of them are like reasonable, but like Hayden, Hewan are like, $250 to $300 each. Mark Hamill's like $400 to $500 by himself if you can catch him. So it varies, but yeah.
That's $767 AUD right there.
I just literally looked that up. Yeah. Just looked that up. Jeez. Yeah. So much.
It's crazy.
So much is happening in the chat right now. Did you all see Iman and Diana got trapped in an elevator?
They did. So they were heading.
You're kidding.
They were heading to their panel, and my friend Lex, Jedi Lex, she was at the panel waiting. And on the screen in the panel, they put up their Instagram because they were live streaming from the elevator on like Amon's Instagram that they're stuck in the elevator heading to their panel. So yeah, they were a little bit late.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that's really funny because I saw that post and I was like, wait, isn't it like their panel and like they're there? Like how? Why are they live streaming?
Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
Yep.
That makes so much sense. Wow. Before I have so many questions. I still have like 50.
Let's go.
Cosplay.
Oh.
We'll get into one of your own cosplay adventures, but before we do, let's chat about what did you see around there? I saw a great photo hanging around Twitter of Jar Jar B. I don't know if you saw that photo.
The Barbie one.
Yeah, the Barbie Jar Jar. Oh
Yeah,
my god!
going
Did
to
either of you see that in person?
Wasn't that with Hayden and Ewan? Yeah, I saw Jar Jar B go by me on because they're in the middle floor. There's like a giant red carpet. I just saw because it's just funny the proportions of like the prosthetic Jar Jar head of like it just being like probably like a like just under 5 foot woman's body, and then just a giant Jar Jar Binks head with a wig and a cowboy hat. It was hilarious. It's also quite there's the pun, jarring to see as it goes by. Yep, come on, that's what we're here for, folks. But it was hilarious. There were so many good. There was a Darth Jar Jar too. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. Oh, right there. Yeah.
There he is.
Great.
Yeah. He, I don't know. There she is, I guess.
It's a girl because I saw her at Tampa Bay Comic-Con and she was Jar Jar as a Hooters waitress. So she had the Hooters outfit on,
gosh.
and with the Jar Jar head, and she had like a Hooters menu and everything. It was hilarious.
America is wild.
Look at you in space, dude. Look at you
made
in
up
space.
country.
Yeah, especially in Florida. Florida is like the wild, wild west. We do what we want over here. There's like no rules, so it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
You guys are just wilding out here. I love it. I love it. More questions coming in the chat. There's stuff going on. There's so much going on. Talking about Ashley Eckstein. Was she there? Was she at MegaCon?
Yeah, she was.
I saw her face every day. I walked by her booth every day just to see her. Like, it's so cool. You could just like, oh, hey, Ashley.
Nice.
She's right there.
Yeah.
Her parents were there too, because like her panel, like her table was right at the end of the hallway that she was at, where they were doing the signings, because it was her and James Arnold Taylor and Matt Lanter and then Dee. They were like all in that same line. So hers was right at the end, and it was right across from the Her Universe table that was like selling stuff for like Clone Wars merchandise and all that stuff. And her parents were always just standing right outside. It was like, hey, I might not be able to get
fun.
Yeah. It was like, I might not be able to get a picture with Ashley, but like I can meet Ashley's mom just standing here on her phone.
Yeah. And her dad too.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
You know what would have been an insanely deep cut? This is so random. But in Tales of the Jedi, where they did the arc of Ahsoka, and Ahsoka's a baby, they should have gotten Ashley's actual parents to voice parents of Ahsoka.
Whoa!
Like, they probably have never done such a thing, but like just like have their voices, just have them say the lines as parents.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
They should have
that.
Done
Would be
missed opportunity there. Missed opportunity. I love it. Love it. Jarby the baddie. I love
Jarby
it.
the baddie.
Well, maybe that's forget Queen Julia for Jar Jar's girlfriend. That's his new lady. Maybe I don't know. Every time I think Australia is crazy, I think of America, and then we look tame. Yeah, that's true. I have that every day. That experience. I think of that all the time. Oh, I love it. I love it. Did you hear that? Whispers of a blue fella at convention, lurking in the corner with a plate of gabagool. New Jersey. Honey, where's my gabagool?
How you doing?
How you doing? Where's my gabagool?
That was close, except
I'm just mixing everything, like the Jersey and then now Italian. I don't know where we're going with this.
It kind of gets Swedish at some points. Where where's my
gabagool?
Where's my gabagool?
Thrawny came out to play,
Woo!
that was such an incredible thing to just see online. I'm sure the people of MegaCon was blessed. They were blessed with his presence.
Sure.
Debrief. I feel like I don't even need to ask a question. I feel like I just like, do you want to vent about it? Like, how was that? How was that situation? Paint yourself
It took
blue.
3 hours to get the paint off.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Damn.
Yeah.
The hotel
yeah.
room shower looked like a war zone. Like, what's an alien that bleeds blue or something from Star Wars that bleeds blue and not red?
Cad Bane breathes blue, isn't he?
Whatever that is, that's what it looked like was murdered in the shower that I was getting the paint off of. It was just here. Like, I was wearing surgical gloves to match the paint that were like blue surgical gloves, because I'm not putting that stuff on my hands.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It's fun forgetting that you have blue paint on like that, and then walking around and seeing why people are looking at you, and then remembering why you're walking by people. Because to non-Star Wars fans, honestly, to people who don't follow me, they have no idea what I am.
Yep.
In this. So, and what made it worse is that I had, and I actually have it right here, I had one of these coming, but it was the Admiral patch, and it didn't show up until Sunday, so I was already at the con, so I couldn't put it on my tracksuit, because this is a captain's one, and as a loyal nerd, I'm not going to wear the captain's one and not the Admiral run.
Correct.
Exactly. It's not Captain Thrawn, ladies and germs, but didn't come in time, so I was just blue in a tracksuit walking around, and people got it when I was like walking up to people out of character and being like, this was the method that Tony and I went with. Of Tony would be filming, and I would just walk up to somebody in cosplay and be like, hey, can I ask you a question about Star Wars? And they'd be like, oh, sure. Or some people were like, I don't really know a lot about Star Wars. And I'll be like, it's fine. And then I would get into a character and go, hey, what's your favorite thing about Grand Admiral Thrawn? And they'd be like, what? Or, so it wasn't about it technically was about Star Wars, but just 180 on them quick. And then they have to be like, and a lot of people said blue, but you could see in their eye that it was just because they were looking at this insane person in front of them who just happened to be blue. It was like in Austin Powers when he's just saying mole to the person who has the mole on their face. It was just blue, and then, okay, thank you. And then I would walk away. It was just like which
is so funny, because like any vague Star Wars fan might go, oh, he's a cool villain, or like, oh, he's for the Empire. Like, but like people were just like blue, like it's just like they were so like blank with it. And such a good video that you did.
Which in terms of the video, not necessarily the funniest. When because there was one guy who was in Jedi robes who we walked up to, and I was like, hey, can I ask you a question about Star Wars? And then he was like, well, I really enjoy how he's a tactician and he thinks his things through beforehand. And I was like, I stopped. I was like, well, that was a real answer, and I appreciate you and your fandom. Thank you so much, sir. And then I walked away. Like, I'm not going to do that to that guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's embarrassing to be like, oh, yeah? Well, what about Italian stuff? Like, he's going to be like, all right. Like,
I wish.
When he took it seriously, so I was like, oh, that's where I break character, and I'm just a moron painted blue in a tracksuit. But it was fun. Thanks so much to Tony for following me around and having the patience to do that, because
it was like 2 hours we were doing that, and like I ran out of battery for my camera. Like I had like 3 or 4 batteries, and like I was like, yo, it's about to die. We have to finish. We recorded a bunch.
So much good stuff. And like some were like real interviews, but a lot of it, once we got to the point where I'm like, hey, can I ask you a question about Star Wars? That was when it got real fun.
Yeah. You know what? That impression right then reminded me of. I don't know if you guys will know this connection. But the Nintendo 64 game Pod Racer.
Oh yeah.
And you guys played it, I would assume.
Oh yeah.
The menus when you're choosing your racer and your pod to use, you can hear Watto in the background go.
It flips into Watto a lot.
The work out of me, only money.
Oh, there we go. There it is in crisp, sealed form. There it is. Exactly.
If I am not careful, Thrawny slips into Watto very easily.
It's so good. I
because
love it.
The grunt is basically the same of the all right. Like that's Watto, but then it's also going more into Thrawny.
Yeah.
So it's an easy switch.
I love that. I love that so much. But the blue gloves, genius of how not to paint your hands. I thought that was really smart.
Yeah, I went to a drugstore right before. Went to a drugstore right before. However, I did have a lot in my pocket because every once in a while I would pick something up and it would rip, and then I would just have to put a new glove on. So it's pretty good.
I love that. I love that. That's so good.
Yeah.
Checking back with the chat for a moment. I love it as well. Max Rebo, that could have been another blue guy. Did you see any Max Rebos around? Any Max Rebo stuff?
No, not that I remember.
Rip Max. Okay.
There could have been though. There was a lot. Like I was watching other people's videos and I saw so many cool things. Where I was like, "Damn, I missed that cosplay. I missed that booth. It was such a big place."
Yeah, it was huge.
I love that. Yeah, actually, in terms of just the stuff that was at MegaCon, the floor.
Oh my god.
Was there any like cool, like just bizarre things that are around sometimes? Like we were just saying earlier, like a lot of the like massive franchises and brands don't usually go there. But was there's always something like weird that stood out. Anything there that was interesting?
Grogu as Palpatine.
Darth Grogu.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's sick.
There was this terrifying like statue, like caricature of Thrawn.
Yeah.
Was terrifying. I wonder if I can find a picture. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
I think Eben or Nilda has it in their video.
Somebody posted it.
He looks scary.
I saw it beforehand and I walked past it. It was like the head shape was peanut, like a giant blue peanut, but the eyes were bright red, and it was every time you walk past it on the display table, you were like, I don't want to.
Terrified. Yeah.
It was artist interpretation. They can do what they want, artist liberties, but that was terrifying. Totally cursed.
With like when you say giant, like how big? Like
it was pretty big.
3 feet tall. Like
it was
just
big.
the head.
Oh, okay. So
it was like blue Kiadi Mundi, but the face was proportionate to the head size and not just a giant forehead.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
You're speaking my language. I know what you mean there. I love that.
You don't you go to the store. How much is this going to be? About 3 Kiadi Mundis. This will be 3. Okay. How tall is it? About 1.5 Kiadi Mundis.
We have to get renovations. But a Kiadi Mundi head deep of concrete, please.
Wow,
That's
this
so
lawn is so big. How much floor space do you guys have? It's like 65 square Kiadi Mundis.
Yo, for Japan, Hannah, I need you to cosplay as Kiadi Mundi in Japan, please. If you do that, Willow do Thrawny, and I'll record you guys together.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Kiadi Ray and Thrawny can meet in person.
Yeah.
Something nobody has asked for and nobody wants.
Oh, man.
But it will happen.
Please.
We'll recreate the freaking the Carl Weathers grip meme.
Oh yes.
That'll be like the promo for that video that happens.
It'll be the most cursed image on the internet.
That would be great.
So
Twitter will not be blowing up for days after that.
Oh, I love it. It has to happen. Talking about cons, do you guys have any cons coming up that you're thinking of going to? Obviously, Tony, you just mentioned the one in Washington DC. Is that Washington DC? Yeah, gotcha.
So I mean,
what
realistically, I probably won't go to that one. I mean, we'll see if I'm just real crazy that one day. I'm off that weekend because there happens to be a convention in Jacksonville, Florida, which is like 3 hours from me, but Ray Park's gonna be there. So I'm thinking about driving the 3 hours to meet Ray, because bro, it's Darth Maul. But in August, Tampa Bay Comic-Con, which is here where I live, so I'm gonna check that out. But in October, I'm going to ICC Con in Nashville, Tennessee, which is literally Star Wars Celebration, but cheaper. So
Mhm.
yeah, those would be the two main ones.
I love that. I love that. Will, what have you got going on? Do you think you'll head to a con soon?
As of right now, the only thing that I am like almost like 99% sure I'm going to be at is New York Comic Con in October. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be there for that if everything works out the way it's supposed to. And then I know ICCC. We will see if I will be going to that. I haven't heard back about my press pass though, so who knows?
Nobody
Oh,
has. Relax.
They're
be
so
patient.
crap. What are with these conventions? It's like what? Isn't there? It's like their what? It's their
That's the
job.
whole
It's
reason
their
I went to
full-time
MegaCon.
job to just
Yeah.
sit and go through that. Like, what are they doing that they just can't? Oh.
Yep.
Damn. Tell us how you feel, Hannah. Let it
Hannah,
all
I
out.
agree
I am fed
1000%. You have no idea. You have no idea how much I agree with you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really funny. I shouldn't shit at them, but I kind of do because they're so late. Anyway.
Yeah, that
Anyway.
takes forever.
Anyway, I'm trying to pull some strings at the moment and get some things together to potential to head over to San Diego this year.
San Diego
July.
Comic Con.
Yeah.
Did the tickets come out for it already?
Yes, that's the strings I'm trying to figure out how to pull. Yeah. Well, media passes and all that kind of jazz for that as well. I'm working with
Gotcha.
some buddies, but I'm
Nice.
hoping to get over for that because it apparently everyone says it's insane. Which I'm very fascinated to when we're talking about like the levels of conventions that you guys have. Like San Diego's like the top. You guys are like that's the cream of the
Yeah,
crop.
it's a little bit above New York, I would say. Yeah.
I think San Diego is technically the first ever. It started in the 70s in this dude's basement. And it was
It's
comic
like
book.
5 days. Isn't it like Wednesday through Sunday? It's like 5 days.
It's almost a whole week.
It's crazy.
Wow. There's a
Yeah.
zoo. That's all I know about San Diego.
Oh, San Diego Zoo's dope. I've been to it. It's
That's all I
literally
know.
it's like going to Disney because you get a map that's the size of like a Disneyland map, and it's like I was overwhelmed. I'm like,
It's a
yo, this feels like
Disneyland map?
Disney. Yeah, it looks like it. It's huge.
They're handing
There's a
those
lot
out
of
to
monkeys
confused people at the convention center. Like, I'm not even here. Hannah, have you ever been Madagascar?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
You know, beginning when he's like, San Diego, the San Diego Zoo. White sandy beaches, wide open enclosures, complete with fake
Yeah.
rocks. Wow, that looks real. That's what I think of when I think of San Diego.
That's it, isn't it? So much to do. Oh, okay.
There
It's so
is.
small. Even lived in San Diego. I love it.
It's
I
a
love it, 'cause,
vibe.
yeah,
It is a vibe.
I've
out
only
there.
been to San Francisco and LA pretty much. So
Yeah.
in comparative to those cities, is it bigger? Is it smaller?
I don't know about that. It's just different because it's right there on the water. There's a lot of dope stuff to do over there by the water. Like there's a nice little boardwalk and stuff with like it's nice. It's a vibe.
It's not
there's
bigger than LA. It's
yeah.
It's
LA's
definitely
pretty big. Pretty-
smaller.
Oh.
LA is huge.
There's a
Mm.
beach called La Jolla Cove, and there's a bunch of like sea lions that are just there being fat and lazy, just chilling. You could go look at them. Yeah.
Go
You
look
can
at them.
throw stuff at
You
them.
go look at them.
Yeah.
I will
Hulk,
fly
pretty cool.
14 hours to go stare at a sea lion. Great.
Yeah.
Good,
Yeah.
Great plan.
It's pretty cool.
Talk about sea lions. Seafood restaurant is apparently quite good as well.
Okay.
Born there. Well, a lot of people got connections to San Diego. Okay, well,
San
maybe
Diego.
I'm getting more sold on it as we chat about it. But gotta love it. Gotta love it. MegaCon 2024. Wrap up thoughts for you guys. What is the summation of your experience? We talked about what you enjoyed, some highlights. Again, this might just be repeating what you said for your summary at the start, but the connections. Are you going to go again next year? How good was it?
Tony is.
So
Tony always
it's my turn. All right. So I 100% going next year because I had a blast. I'm just going to be a little bit more strategic next year because if I do get more photos and autos, I need VIP to skip that line because I hate waiting in lines. But I already have my hotel booked for next year because they have the dates and the tickets go on sale next month. So definitely going to go back next year. Even though I'm doing Japan next year, I'm still going to do MegaCon just because if they bring back the caliber of actors that they had this year, I don't want to miss it. So I'll be there, VIP. Let's go.
I love it. I love it. Will?
10 out of 10 would recommend.
Oy, okay.
Yeah,
Would
it was
recommend. I'll take
It was
that.
fun.
I'll take that.
Yeah, go.
I
If you're
love
in
it.
Florida, there's not a lot of other big ones like that. You might as well go to the big one.
That's the biggest one, yeah, in Florida.
Yep.
Mega. Giga.
GigaCon.
What's the one above Giga? Terra. The
Yeah.
TerraCon. Yeah, there we go.
Omnicon.
Omnicon. There we go. That sounds like one. That's gotta be real. This is a fun request of a question from chat. Can you each describe the other one in one word? This is like such like a fun, exciting way to end the show. Let's do this. I like this. So we both. Sorry, hang on. 3 of us, each person thinks of a word for the other 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this. Let's do this. Okay. All right. Have you guys already got words?
Oh, I'm locked and loaded. It's the same word for both of you guys.
First.
Oh no. I'm scared.
Oh, it's my turn?
Tony's like,
What's
white.
your word?
Amazing.
Oh,
You guys are both amazing in your own way.
Man.
Yeah.
Like
Like
my
Amazing
words
Spider-Man.
That's the
Yeah,
end of our
cool.
time,
Yeah.
folks. Thanks so much. What if we just ended it there where Tony gave us a compliment and then we just didn't give him one back? And that was the end of the stream.
Thanks so much for listening.
We just paid Lightning Slug to tell Tony to give us a compliment. That's funny.
Wrap immediately. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Okay. All right.
Sorry.
Hang on. Will, have you got words yet? My Wi-Fi's dropping, so I'm
No.
worried I'm gonna start wigging out. You haven't got words? Okay.
No.
All right. Okay. I feel like I'm overthinking it. Tony is 100% tenacious. 100%.
Yes.
Will? I gotta go with. Just hold on with
If
this
you say
one.
blue, I'm gonna be pissed. If you say blue, I'm gonna be pissed.
I've got an even better one for you, buddy. I got an even better one. He's a little silly. Because he's a silly.
That's our time,
Silly
folks.
Willy.
And
Willy.
thank you for watching Saturday Night Live. Tony, I would
Oh,
say
I love it.
non-stop. Non-stop is the
Let's go.
adjective, if that can count.
Let's go, baby.
In content and everything he does, he is non-stop. And Hannah,
Oh, yeah.
Lightning Slug might like this. Electric.
Ooh.
Yes.
I like it. That's so
Yeah.
nice. But man, I should do that.
What I
at the
really
end of
wanted to do, is just go Australia beard. That's what it just. What's like a Rorschach test?
the real-
Oh.
Like, what's the first thing that
We
comes to
should
your
have
head?
done a countdown, and we should have just all said words at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, this is so good, so good. Well, chat has been loving this show today. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you,
so
Ma.
engaged with this chat. Thank you, thank you, Morley.
More.
Yeah,
Let's go, baby.
I really had to struggle trying to get the words out today. I was really struggling there. I remind you of Ventress, my dear
Ooh.
Obi-Wan. I love it. I love
Ooh.
it. Ooh.
I like.
I am a savage. Will's a Sith. Oh, gee, is that a compliment?
Nah.
Is that a compliment?
I do very.
Oh, it's so good.
I'll do a lot of work to make sure I'm not a Sith.
That's hilarious. That's even worse then. Even worse then.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, guys, for jumping on
course.
today. For this insane conversation. It went so many directions, but I love it. That's what we're here for. Of course, we've got to end the show on some plugs. A lot of people loving your content already, but for those who haven't seen or connected with you guys before, where can they find you? Tony, throw it to you first.
So YouTube, Star Wars Sith. Instagram and TikTok, Star Wars Sith 66. So post content on there, sometimes daily, but weekly for sure. So check me out.
I love it. And there's a link to the channel down below, and you can kind of find all the avenues of Tony over there as well. Will, where do you hide? Where are you Where can people find you?
Diamond Figs on literally everything. If you type in Diamond Figs, I will pop up. However, quick plug, I just got a job as a new executive producer on a podcast called Secret Identity with my buddy Troy Bond. Go sub. He is one of the funniest people on the planet, and he is a nerd just like the rest of us. If you like that stuff, go sub. But that's it. Also, if you're here and you aren't subbed to the Ray side and you just happen to pop into the chat, sub right now, you nerd.
Yes.
You dork.
Yes.
Go sub. Because Hannah's the best doing it right now. So
she really is consistently.
I appreciate you guys. Oh, you guys are so nice.
I'll
Get
be
out of
expecting
here.
the Venmo for that plug afterwards, Hannah. Thank you so much.
$1,000 each for every nice thing you say. I love it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. We are so close to Bad Batch. There's so much happening on the channel.
We didn't even talk about Bad Batch.
I know. Well,
They
maybe
all
you got to
died.
come back then.
We
Maybe
didn't
you
even
gotta
talk about
come
tomorrow
back.
with the variety thing.
Yes. Do we like? But
Empire.
also, we don't want to hype it up. We don't want to hype it up though.
Oh,
it
yeah.
could be
Could be
just
nothing.
like some random nothing something.
Here's a book.
Or it could be like the greatest info we've ever received.
It's gonna be a new Fortnite skin, is what it's gonna be.
Oh my god.
That's my favorite when they hype those announcements up, and it's just like, oh
Yeah.
jeez. Every time they say like gaming news, I hope it's Battlefront 3, and then it's definitely
Oh
not.
god.
So
Oh,
I'm
I
depressed
wish.
every time.
And then it's a
horrible.
new mobile game. Star Wars Pinball for iPhone and Android.
It's so true. It's true. And it's always got the names. I know these are literal games, and I'm sure they're great, and people genuinely love these games. But it's like the Star Wars, the Space Legends of the Universe. Like,
Yeah.
it's always
Yeah.
just really, like, just excessive names. The get the mobile app now. Star Wars.
Star Wars
Love Life
Planetary
Journey.
Expansion. It's a card game. Like what?
Oh my god.
But
Oh,
you can
so
only
good.
play with cards you buy at Target.
Oh, I love it. Anyway, well, seeing as we didn't talk about Bad Batch, might have to get you guys on for another discussion for that, perhaps.
I am
as
always
usual.
down.
Let's do it. I think we got to do it. We got to do it.
Yes.
All right, let's pull the plug on this bad boy. Thank you so much, chat, for dropping by. Make sure you leave a like on the way out and sub to these boys and here if you haven't already. If you want more Star Wars fun, positivity, content, everything. Actually, between all three of us, we cover like every kind of medium of content.
Everything.
So
yeah.
there is something for you within this. Thanks so much for hanging out. My name is Hannah, and make sure you always choose the right side.
Hey.
Choose the right side. Choose the right side. Subscribe to the right side. Subscribe.
Yeah, do it now. Subscribe. Gabagool.
Oh, I got to do my roll.
End the stream. End the stream.
While laughing.
End the stream. Anna, darn it.
Rawr!